The Middle East, a region synonymous with history, culture, and unfortunately, conflict. For decades, the world has witnessed the cycle of violence between Israel and its neighbors. Just as hopes for a lasting peace emerged, the region was once again plunged into uncertainty. A ceasefire, painstakingly negotiated and representing a beacon of hope, was shattered by a recent exchange of fire between Israel and Lebanon. This latest eruption of violence is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace in the region. It underscores the deep-seated tensions and the importance of upholding international law and diplomacy to prevent further escalation. The world watches with bated breath, hoping that this incident will not unravel the progress made towards a peaceful resolution. The relative calm along the Israel-Lebanon border was shattered on March 28, 2025. Israeli forces conducted airstrikes targeting a building in a southern suburb of Beirut, Lebanon. This marked the first heavy bombardment since the November 2024 truce that brought an end to the latest war between Israel and Hezbollah. Prior to the airstrike, the Israeli military claimed that 2 projectiles were launched from Lebanon towards Israel, triggering warning sirens in northern Israel. The Israeli Defense Minister, Israel Katz, issued a stern warning, stating that any attack from Lebanon would be met with swift and decisive retaliation. The situation escalated quickly, with rockets fired from Lebanese territory into Israel, followed by the Israeli airstrikes. This dangerous exchange of fire has raised alarm bells across the international community, prompting calls for immediate de-escalation and a return to the ceasefire agreement. The international community reacted swiftly to the news of the ceasefire breach, with many nations expressing deep concern over the escalating violence. Among them was Brazil, a nation recognized for its commitment to peaceful resolutions and its growing influence on the global stage. Brazil's Ministry of Foreign Affairs issued a statement condemning the ceasefire violations in the strongest possible terms. The statement highlighted Brazil's strong concern over the resumption of hostilities and emphasized the importance of upholding international law. Brazil's condemnation carries significant weight, as it represents a growing chorus of nations from the global south, calling for peace and stability in the Middle East. At the heart of the international community's efforts to maintain peace in the region lies UN Security Council Resolution 1701. This resolution, adopted in 2006, forms the foundation of the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Lebanon. Resolution 1701 calls for a full cessation of hostilities, the withdrawal of Israeli forces from southern Lebanon, and the deployment of the Lebanese armed forces and an expanded UN peacekeeping force, UNIFIL, in the region. Brazil's emphasis on the importance of UN Resolution 1701 underscores the international community's commitment to a peaceful resolution based on international law and the principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity. Section 5. Brazil's Call for Restraint, a plea for dialogue and diplomacy. In its statement, Brazil urged both sides to exercise maximum restraint and to avoid any actions that could further escalate the situation. The Brazilian government emphasized the need for dialogue and diplomacy as the only path towards a lasting and sustainable peace. Brazil's call for restraint resonates deeply with the international community. It serves as a reminder that violence only begets more violence, and that the pursuit of peace requires commitment, compromise, and a willingness to engage in dialogue, even in the face of deep-seated differences. Section 6. The stakes are high, averting a wider conflict. The recent ceasefire violations highlight the precarious situation in the Middle East and the ever-present risk of a wider conflict. The region is a tinderbox of geopolitical tensions, and any escalation could have far-reaching consequences. The international community recognizes the high stakes involved and the urgent need to prevent further escalation. A wider conflict would be catastrophic, resulting in immense human suffering, regional instability, and a setback for peace efforts that have spanned decades. Section 7. The role of the international community's shared responsibility for peace. The responsibility for maintaining peace in the Middle East does not rest solely on the shoulders of Israel and Lebanon. The international community has a crucial role to play in fostering dialogue, promoting de-escalation, and holding all parties accountable for their actions. The international community must work together to create a conducive environment for peace. This includes providing humanitarian assistance, supporting conflict resolution initiatives, and addressing the root causes of the conflict, such as political instability, economic inequality, and historical grievances. Section 8. Towards a lasting peace. The need for dialogue and reconciliation. The path to a lasting peace in the Middle East is long and arduous. It requires a fundamental shift from a cycle of violence and mistrust to a culture of dialogue, reconciliation, and mutual understanding. While there are no easy solutions, the international community must encourage and support initiatives that bring people together across dividing lines. This includes promoting people-to-people diplomacy, fostering cultural exchange programs, and supporting civil society organizations working towards peace-building and reconciliation. Section 9. Brazil's commitment. A voice for peace and stability. Brazil's condemnation of the ceasefire violations and its call for restraint underscore the nation's commitment to peace and stability on the global stage. As a rising power with a strong tradition of multilateralism and a deep understanding of the complexities of the Middle East, Brazil is well positioned to play a constructive role in promoting a peaceful resolution to the conflict. Brazil's voice adds to the growing chorus of nations calling for an end to the violence and a return to the negotiating table. Its commitment to diplomacy and its unwavering belief in the power of dialogue serve as a beacon of hope in a region yearning for peace.